Namaskar. My name is Dada. I'm a monk. I'm a practitioner of meditation since 30 years, and I'm studying spirituality and spiritual philosophy. Today I have asked artificial intelligence to pose some difficult questions in front of me so I can answer. So let's play this game.
If God loves everyone, why does the world look like he's barely paying attention?
Well, I think it's a very superficial question by artificial intelligence. To see the divinity, we need expanded mind. On the level of senses, we cannot experience God. At the level of intellect, we can have some little glimpse of divine. But at the level of intuition, we can fully perceive him. Not fully, but to the great extent we can perceive God. So once the mind gets expanded, it starts seeing God everywhere. You go to the nature, you will see God. It's the beauty, which doesn't have form, doesn't have shape, but exists in every form and every shape. It's just like when you are looking at the picture, at the painting. If you come very close and your eye is very small, you look at the painting, but you see only one pixel there. You cannot see the entire picture. To see the entire picture, you have to go a little bit further away, and then you will see the entire image, and then you can appreciate it. So to see God, one has to expand his mind, and with that expanded mind, one can see very clearly. So I guess it depends on our level of evolution.
If spirituality is about the truth, why do different religions offer a completely different truth? How do I know any of them are real?
Well, I don't see that religions, they offer different truths. If you see the religion, it has its cultural color. There is a space and time in which the religion was created, and then there is a historical path through which the religion has gone. So it all has affected the teachings and the form of the teachings. But the core principles are everywhere the same. The spirituality consists of three things. Number one, the mind has to become healthy to practice spirituality. And to make the mind healthy, a person has to follow moral principles. So the moral principles, they heal you. So you become free from suffering. And that mind, which is healthy, which is free from suffering, can move and can evolve efficiently towards spirituality. So every religion will have as a basis some moral principles which will make a person healthy psychologically. Second thing, there has to be way of evolution. How I can expedite, how I can increase the speed of my development. There is one common principle everywhere. As you think, so you become. As you think, so you become. So one evolves into divinity by thinking, by contemplating the spiritual reality. And you do that by contemplating God, basically. And you do that by maybe singing songs, devotional songs, maybe by meditation, maybe by prayers. But it all involves the concentration on the transcendental reality. And finally, what is the goal? The goal is to reach beyond the world of time, space, and person, to reach beyond the material world and to experience spirituality, which is infinite and which is eternal, to reach that state which is infinite and which is eternal. So these three, they coincide in every religion. If you're interested in spiritual philosophy, but you're not satisfied with spiritual philosophy, you want to experience it yourself, I have recorded a wonderful course for the beginners in the path of meditation. It is the beginning course, but once you master that course, you will be able to master any kind of technique of meditation, simple or very, very complicated. I have collected my 30 years of experience in that course. You can put this video on the pause and then go and register on the platform where this course is served and enjoy this course.
If meditation is the way to peace, why does my mind get louder the moment I sit?
When you try to sit in meditation, okay, let's say there is a alcoholic person or the person who is addicted to some kind of substance. As long as he is using that substance, he is happy. Whatever happiness it is, but he is somehow in a state of peace. But the moment you deny him that substance, the person becomes very, very agitated. So the mind is addicted to different perceptions, thoughts, to the sounds, to the visions, to the visuals, to the smells, to the tastes. And when you try to sit quietly, when you try to switch off the sensory organs and to calm down your thinking, the mind goes wild because you deny the objects of addictions to the mind. So that's why the mind goes wild when you at first starts meditating.
If suffering is a teacher, what exactly is it trying to teach you that couldn't be taught more gently?
It depends on the person, depends on the student. Some students, they cannot understand gentle teachings. There has been many teachers in human history, many saints in human histories, and they taught the path of righteousness. They taught the path of spirituality. But do human beings follow that path? Undeveloped human beings, they only can be taught by circumstantial pressure. If there is a pressure of circumstances, person learns. The middle level of human beings, they learn both by circumstantial pressure and by internal urge. They found an ideology of their life. They found the goal of their life. They want to follow on that path, on the noble path. So partly they are stimulated by their inner urge and partly they are stimulated by circumstantial pressure. And divine people, they don't care the circumstantial pressure. They only motivated by the inner longing for greatness, for infinity. So that's why the pressure is necessary.
If heaven, nirvana, or liberation are real, why did the universe hide them so well?
I don't think universe have hidden anything. It is so obvious. Just go around, go into the forest. See how beautiful the world is, how perfect the world is. Look into the cell. See how the proteins, they are carrying some molecules from one place to another. How complex, how absolutely incredible the life is. You will find everywhere the beauty, you will find everywhere the harmony, you will find all the constants of the universe in a perfect balance so that life could exist and the universe itself could exist. So nothing is hidden, everything is obvious. It is only our mind is too small to comprehend that divinity. An ant cannot comprehend complexity of a human being. It's not that human being is hidden. It's just not easy for an ant to comprehend a human being.
You, spiritual teachers, are supposed to be free from desire. Why do so many end up desiring power, followers, or authority?
All human beings are prone to 6 enemies: anger, lust, attachment, greed, jealousy, and pride. So spiritual teachers, if really the enlightened spiritual teacher is the person who has dispelled the inner darkness. So he has removed or transformed the 6 enemies of the soul into something more noble and something more subtle. So real spiritual teacher doesn't have any of those. But some people who have not reached that final stage, they still have. And then if they win those qualities, then they express themselves in this way. Thank you very much for watching this video. It will be interesting to read your comments, what you think about the questions and what you think about the answers. And also I want to propose to you one video which is about culture. Today, humanity, we have created beautiful culture, we have created beautiful technology. We have everything to live in paradise. But somehow there are also challenges. So I find that we are not in the state of, we are not definitely moving to one goal or to another goal. We either can progress and we start a new golden age for humanity, or we can degenerate and start the age of suffering and lack of freedom and anti-utopia kind of state. So in this regard, I have recorded one video about the culture. So I would like very much to hear your opinions about what I have said in that video.